All right, we are close. We are close to the passing of the torch if it already didn't happen in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Durant is close to passing LeBron James as the best player in the world. Now, I'll make the case that it has not happened yet. There are certain factors that have interrupted and kind of gotten in the way of Kevin Durant in this process of becoming the best in the game. I'll give you 5 things that have gotten in the way of Kevin Durant being the best and the reasons why he's never been the best player in the NBA. At number 5, we've seen other guys more. With all due respect to Kevin Durant, if you count up the stats, if you count up his playoff history, Kevin Durant has only been to the conference finals / NBA finals 4 to 5 years out of his 10 years in the league. We're going to put a pause on this year because this team is still playing. But Kevin Durant has not been in the conference finals and NBA finals the bulk of his career. You're talking about a guy in LeBron James who's been in the NBA finals half of his career. Kevin Durant has had opportunity after opportunity, losing to the Golden State Warriors a couple years ago in the conference finals, his last run with the OKC Thunder. Also, while he was on the Thunder basketball team, injuries caught up with the organization. After making the NBA finals and losing 4-1 to the Miami Heat, the next following 3 years, they were struck with the injury bug. 1 year, Ibaka was out. Another year, Kevin Durant was out. And then another year, Russell Westbrook was out. So they never had a full roster after trading James Harden. In the following year, injuries caught up with this team, and that stopped Kevin Durant. He's not been in the domain, in the spotlight enough like some of the other best players. Like I said, LeBron, half of LeBron's career he's played in the NBA Finals. That's pretty impressive. Kevin Durant has been to a few conference finals and 1 NBA Finals, but not the bulk of his career has been on the biggest stage of them all. I mean, to this point, only 20% of the man's career we've seen him on the biggest stage. You have to get to the finals more, be on that grand stage. We see you perform with the spotlight on you, and then we could be able to consider you maybe the top guy in the league. At number 4, he didn't have what it takes to stand up to Russell Westbrook, and he left that team. If you want to be considered the great, if you want to be considered the best, you have to be the guy on your team. There were so many times where I didn't know if Russell Westbrook was the number 1 guy. I didn't know if Kevin Durant was the number 1 guy. It definitely had a Kobe Shaq feel to it their last year in Los Angeles together before Shaq got traded to the Heat. Russell Westbrook too many times again took late game shots that should have been Kevin Durant's role. Kevin Durant is clearly a better shooter than Russell Westbrook. If you're down 3 points, there's no reason why Russell Westbrook was taking threes off balance to tie a basketball game. It's as simple as that. Kevin Durant couldn't control that team. He couldn't gain control of Russell Westbrook and tell Russell Westbrook, this is what I need you to do as the point guard of this team. Get me the ball when I need it. He could never control the coaching staff enough to get them in to get control of Russell Westbrook, and that led to his departure, and that's unfortunate for him. He was with a team that allowed him to be the guy. It was his home team, the team that drafted him. Obviously, he was drafted to the Seattle Supersonics, and then they moved to OKC, but this is the organization that drafted him, and it's always better to make it happen with the team that drafted you. Kevin Durant didn't do that. He ended up bouncing on Russell Westbrook and the OKC Thunder. At number 3, LeBron James exists. Here's probably one of the most visible things. If not for LeBron James, we're probably talking about Kevin Durant as one of the all-time greats. We don't have this standard to him, and we don't know that there's going to be a guy that wins 3 rings. We don't know there's going to be a guy that wins 4 MVPs in this one span. We don't know there's a guy who's going to lead the league in points from time to time, almost lead the league in assists, be this triple-double monster. If there's no LeBron James, we don't know there's a guy that's going to pretty much be in the finals every year. LeBron James, let's face it, he's ruined a lot of guys' legacies. Because of his greatness, his dedication to the game of basketball, we look at guys different because we compare them to him. He's now become the standard of his era. We compare LeBron to Jordan, and we compare everybody that's playing right now to LeBron, and that's hurt a lot of guys. If LeBron does not exist, I guarantee you, we look at Kevin Durant's legacy different. That one championship is pretty good. Maybe Kevin Durant doesn't even leave the Oklahoma City Thunder to begin with. Maybe he sticks it out if he's not competing with the guy in LeBron James who's always dedicating his body to winning championships. As a matter of fact, if the Thunder get to the finals and LeBron's not around in the Eastern Conference on the Miami Heat at the time, Who's to say Durant doesn't win a couple championships at this point? Remember, Durant lost to Bron straight up and down in the finals. At number 2, the Golden State Warriors, man. He plays on that team, and you got to give him a hit. Not only did Kevin Durant leave the OKC Thunder, if you got to leave, though as fans, we prefer to see a guy stay on one team and show that loyalty for the duration of his career. If you got to leave, please don't join a team that doesn't need you. Not only was this Golden State Warriors team 73-9 the previous year, which was the most wins by a team ever in a regular season, and the Warriors were 2 plays away from being back-to-back champions at the time, meaning if LeBron doesn't make that block on Andre Iguodala in the finals and Kyrie Irving never makes that 3-point shot over Steph Curry that I'm going to get to in a second, then the Warriors are back-to-back champions in the 73-9 season. The Warriors already proved to us that they can win without Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant never proved to us that he can win without the Golden State Warriors. You joined that team, a team that didn't need you. They wanted you, but did not need you. You joined that team. It is tough. It is tough to really decipher just how great or how impactful Kevin Durant is on this Golden State Warriors team when they've shown us they can win without your services. And the number one reason to piggyback off of this reason is the fact that you joined a 2-time unanimous MVP. This is the biggest reason why Kevin Durant could not be considered the best in the game right now as we speak. We don't know if he's the best on this team. Now, I do believe he's better than Steph Curry. Just an overall better basketball player, does more things on the court than Steph Curry does. But let's not act like it ain't close. Steph Curry is revered as maybe the best shooter to ever play this game. And I'm watching the Warriors play since Steph Curry has missed most of the regular season thus far for the Warriors. The team looks different when Kevin Durant is injured and in regards to when Steph Curry is injured. When Kevin Durant is injured, the ball still moves. This team still makes threes at an unbelievable pace. When Steph Curry is injured now, the ball doesn't move. It becomes an ISO basketball team. Heck, the Warriors look like a better version of every other team in the NBA. ISO basketball, who can make the most plays, breaking down defenders. They don't look like the Golden State Warriors that have gotten to 3 straight NBA finals. So I'm just saying, Steph Curry, a 2-time MVP, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history, it makes it tough to say Kevin Durant has just come in to this organization and taken over as the best player in the NBA. We can't even decipher if he's taken over as the best player on his own team. Though I believe Kevin Durant might be the overall better player, it is clear to me that Steph Curry is the gauge for this team. He is the temperament of this team. They move as he moves offensively and probably as Draymond Green moves defensively. Steph Curry makes this conversation a little bit tougher on Kevin Durant. Listen, I do believe Kevin Durant's going to take over as the best in the game. He's going to overtake LeBron James soon, even though LeBron's averaging like 29, 9, and 8 this season. Kevin Durant, what he's able to do on not only the offensive side of the ball, but right now he's about 3rd in blocks in the NBA. That's impressive. He's doing it on both ends for the first time in his career, straight up and down. He's going to overtake this race sooner or later. Listen, LeBron James' body is just not going to allow him, and I know he's a freak of nature. His body is just not going to allow him to still be able to give this level of play on both ends of the court. And right now he's defying the odds doing this, what he's doing on the offensive side. So as LeBron gets older and the miles pile up, his defense is going to take hit after hit. I don't know when his offense is going to slow down, but his defense is already starting to take hit after hit. He's not the same guy. And Kevin Durant is getting better and better at defense to go along with his lethal offensive weapons. I know Kevin Durant believes he's the best player in the game, but not yet. We're close. Maybe another NBA championship and another win over LeBron James in the finals and another finals MVP will do it. We're close though. Maybe a few months away from Kevin Durant finally being able to say he's definitively, like there's no shadow of a doubt, what LeBron has been for pretty much the last decade, and that's the best player in the game. We're close, KD. You're close, number 35. On the next episode of my sports series with the Pharaohs, if you think it's foolish to compare Oklahoma point guard Trae Young to NBA 2-time MVP, 2-time NBA champion Steph Curry, then I'll just give you 7 reasons why this comparison might be a little closer than you think.